Hello everyone, welcome to Rock Talk Happy Hour. My name is Mario, here with Kimberly and Britt. This is a podcast about craft beer and music, where every episode we try different craft beers, we rate them, we discuss them, and sometimes we learn a little bit about them, all while talking music-related topics. Britt, what's today's music-related topic?
Today we are going to be talking about bands that have multiple lead singers.
Yes, multiple lead singers at once. I was kind of confused. I confused myself because we had a previous episode. It was bands who had vocalist changes, and I was like trying to word it right. I was like, wait a minute, this is different. This is not. So this is multiple vocalists at any given time. But yeah, so that's what we're doing this episode. And to start off the episode, we start off with 3 little segments. One is, what are we drinking? What are y'all drinking? What is that? Is that the one?
Michelob? We've had it once before on the show, I think.
The organic light lager.
All right, cool.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, I'm not drinking anything, but I will help with the sampling later on. Next segment, Hangover, where we talk about things we didn't get to bring up from past topics.
I totally had a hangover driving today.
Oh, yeah.
And I just have to, wait.
Yeah.
So, okay, it was 2 weeks back, though.
Uh-huh. Bands with singing your... No.
But I have to check it out, though.
Yeah, no, go for it.
I have to do some sleuthing.
Because last episode was... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, 2 episodes back was the literature one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Singing Drummers was 3 episodes ago.
So I was just wanted to check myself before I
wreck yourself?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Like me, the Spice Girls. Like, no, Kim, no.
Oh, no.
That doesn't work.
So it was the literature one because we had talked about it. And so I would, today in the car, my kid asked for me to please play Rush's Limelight.
Oh, yeah.
Because he likes Rush a lot.
Yeah. Oh, Rush is awesome.
And so we did. And when I was singing along, I was like, oh, holy cow, I forgot that there's a literary reference in that song. There's a line that says, all the world is a stage and we are merely players.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's from Shakespeare. Yeah,
As
and I
you
just
like
totally
it,
forgot.
As you like it.
Yeah, so
I have that.
had forgotten.
Actually, I have that tattooed on my back.
Oh.
My lower back.
Oh, cool. I didn't
Not like
know.
a tramp stamp style, but like in my lower
A little bit higher?
I'll show it to you later. It's all the world's a stage and men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and man, right? It's like all the world's a stage and men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and a man in his time plays many parts.
Yes, that's right.
All right, cool. All right.
Yeah, so I had forgotten that Rush referenced
Okay.
that line and that song, and I was like, oh, Hangover.
I have a feeling this is going to be a continuous
I know,
hangover where every time you're going to
seriously.
come up with a new
you're
one.
gonna have a new one.
Well, that's cool.
Let's keep tally.
Yeah.
So 1.
I'll keep
one.
tally. Yeah.
Last week I had 2 hangovers on that topic. So
Okay, so we're at 3.
We're at 3 now.
3 tallies.
Yeah, I'll keep tally of that.
Like never ending.
Man, I had one too, and I forgot what episode it was about, but whatever, it's not important. I'll think about it. And
Oh my
bring it
gosh,
back.
I'm
I know,
sorry.
it sucks I didn't write it down. Do y'all have any other hangover?
No.
I have one.
What was last
I
week's?
don't remember what I did yesterday.
Band performance cameos.
Oh,
Yeah, it was.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
that's what I think it was.
Okay.
So it had to do with what movie is that? It's gonna piss me off now. And I was
Describe it.
I know it's there's a. I can't even think of the movie, but it was the artist and the Back to the Future. Back to the Future.
Back to the Future
What's
has
his
a
name?
band name?
Yeah, what's his
Michael
name?
J. Fox?
No. Well, he's remember. I don't know what part it is because I haven't seen the Back to the Future movies in a long time. But like he plays with that band, but it's Huey Lewis. Huey Lewis, and I think his band plays. I think they play as Huey Lewis in that. Huey Lewis and News in that movie.
Oh. Gosh,
But
I
I
don't
have
remember
to go back. I just saw a screenshot.
And the news, like
And the news.
And the news.
like
And the
goats?
news. No,
Yeah.
the news. News.
I don't think I've ever seen that movie before.
I haven't seen them in a while. I used to have the trilogy, but
That's super
That
classic.
reaction from people when I say that never gets old. like I've never seen that before.
it's
Oh
weird
my
'cause-
gosh, don't watch the sequels, just the first one. You're
because
fine.
those movies I feel like everyone has to see at least once. Kind of like Jurassic Park. Like
Yeah.
you have to see that movie at least once.
It's like the meme. It's like whenever somebody asks you if you've seen that movie and you're like, no, and they're like, oh, you should see it. I'm like, yeah, I'll put it on the list, but there's no
Yeah,
list.
there's no list, yeah.
It's like, yeah, sure.
Sure.
Well, I mean, I
even had somebody write down movies
Really?
that they thought I should see and give it to me, and I was like,
Well,
put it in
there's
my
some-
wallet, and I don't know what happened.
Well, there's some movies I do want to show her. there's one that probably this October or something, when it gets to the mood or whatever. But I want to show her Alien, the first Alien.
Oh yeah,
because like the other aliens are
traumatized from that. Remember? Oh, I might have told y'all before.
The ride?
The ride at Disney from like when I was, I don't know, like 8. And my dad was like, we have to go in here. And I was like, oh my God.
She's like, Dad,
it's like a
age
4D
appropriateness
thing.
low.
How old were you again?
8?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
That's my best guess, but I don't know.
Okay.
But dude, it was 4D. Like, it's crazy. Like, the alien's in the middle.
That's terrifying.
And then
for a
he
little kid.
escapes. And
Yeah.
you have, like, the mechanisms, like, breathing on your neck. And
my
you hear
God.
him walking around. There's stuff touching you under your seat.
Yeah, one of my favorite games was for the old consoles. It was an Alien game, and the controller had like a sensor on it. So like the alien was hunting you, but you had to hide in the game, like in lockers and stuff. And like it would shake when it would get closer, or like if you made noise, the controller would pick it up, so he would go off of. So you'd have to be like, okay, if anyone's in the room, like, could you shut up, bro? Yeah. It was light sensitive.
Oh my
so
gosh.
if like, it was a really intense game, and I tried to show her like clips of it online, but that game was pretty intense.
But yes, you should see the movie,
Yes.
and I think the sequel too. I think Aliens is good too.
To me, it's a tie for like the best Alien movie between 1 and 2, because I love both of those like equally, so it's kind of hard. But definitely the first one. Well, the second one's different. Like it's more action, but Anyways, but they're awesome movies. But
and there's a cat.
yeah, well, there's a cat. Yeah, there's a cat.
Is
Yeah.
it Cat Tulu?
Jonesy.
Cat-Tulu.
Yeah, Jonesy.
Jonesy.
Yeah, Jonesy. What else? So my hangover. So first off, thank you guys for letting me rant a little bit last episode about the situation. If you guys heard last episode. And so I know like at least once all of us have had some kind of rant on this show about something. So I think I want to start a new segment that we don't have to have every episode, just if it comes up. It's called Go Home, You're Drunk. And so this one, if you guys didn't hear last episode, let's go back and listen to it. I told a story. This is the follow-up. So, basically, long story short, this manager for this band was emailing me, and I got stood up twice. And we were just talking about how unprofessional the management was. So, last episode when we recorded last Friday, I was canceled on for the second time, and I didn't receive any email or anything about what happened. So, I told you guys a story on the episode, and I told Britt, I'll let you know if I hear anything back. So the next day, I get an email. Let me pull it up, and I'll read you guys what the email said. Of course, I didn't name any names.
No.
But I'm going to read you what the email said.
Oh, boy.
So here we go. We are sincerely sorry on behalf of the band. This week has had an uncomfortable amount of twists and turns. Understandably, our unprofessionalism in this situation is unacceptable. We will continue to strive to get things in order from the management side of things all the way down to the band side of things. We did not intend to waste your time, but you did twice.
Yeah.
Hopefully one day we can reconvene at a more convenient time. Take care. And then so-and-so's name. But one thing I did realize about this email is that it is from the band's,
official email account.
It's like official email thing for their booking. Okay. Well, that reply is from a different person. Oh. So there's more than one person on their management team.
Dipping in the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, okay. So I was like, oh, this guy must have caught wind of what was going on. And so he responded to me. And I was like, interesting. But the thing that pissed me off is too, it got me triggered again. Like when I was talking to her about it, I was like, these dudes like are not rock stars. They knew about it. One of them could have messaged me on Instagram or something. Like it's not one of those things like, oh, you can't talk to them directly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Don't make eye contact.
It really pissed me off. And I was like, and that whole line about we didn't intend to waste your time. You don't know how much of my time you wasted. Like at least 3 or 4 hours of my time. You know, they could have spent doing something else.
Yeah.
That I could have put into the show doing research or something, but instead I was researching the band, trying to get information on them. But yeah, so that was the follow-up. Britt, any thoughts on the reply?
Well, I'm grateful that they were apologetic and acknowledged their wrongdoing.
24 hours later.
Yes. And recognize how unprofessional it all is, but that doesn't mean you got to give them any more shots.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely.
I mean, it's like, that's twice.
Yeah, I know. Once is one thing, but twice and then having a whole 24 hours go by before hearing anything, I think that's the thing that just makes it worse to me. Like, yeah, fine, you apologize, cool, but I'm not, like you said, I'm not gonna, reach out anymore and be like, oh yeah, it's okay. It's not, cause it's not okay. But yeah, so, and then the funny thing was too, that day that happened, the following day, they ended up, which was last Saturday, they played that show that we were talking about with the band that we know of.
Right. Okay.
And so I was like, oh, interesting. It was just crazy. I was like, well, you guys didn't cancel the show or nothing? Like, how crazy is your fucking week? Like, really? Like, everyone's week is crazy. My week's crazy. Kim's week's crazy. Britt's week's crazy. Like, everyone's fucking week is crazy.
Priorities, right? Like, if you really want that, you're the ones who reached out. Like, come on. They should have.
That bad.
Yeah. They for sure should have.
Yeah. So this was our first ever Go Home You're Drunk segment.
Yay. I have one.
Oh, shit. Okay. What you got?
Because I read this article earlier in the week and I was like, really?
Uh-huh. And when you're done, you have to say Go Home You're Drunk.
Okay. It's about Coachella. Did y'all see this story?
Some of the stuff.
I heard some of it, but not all of it.
It was about some invite-only Revolve festival.
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
It was a disaster. Because influencers had to wait in a parking lot for a couple of hours. It's so sad. Poor babies.
What?
Yeah, and they compared it to the Fire Festival because they had to stand outside for a few hours.
Oh, no.
It's like, I'm sorry. And whatever, Fire Festival, but I don't think that's really comparable. These people flew out to an island that has no infrastructure and then
and there was no show.
Yeah.
And
there were no supplies or anything. And then these people just had to stand in a parking lot waiting for a bus for a few hours. And they didn't have to, right? Of course. You don't have to.
No, you can walk.
You can absolutely walk. Yeah. But they're influencers, so,
But it's like, why? Just so you can go in there and take pictures of your outfits and whatever and then post it on your Instagram?
That's all. That's pretty much all they do.
That's pretty much what that entire festival is, and so many festivals nowadays.
I was listening to somebody's video that was saying that it has turned into more of that than actually about the music.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's just it's just a photo op, a selfie opportunity.
There you go, photo op.
For sure. I don't know. Never in all the many festivals I've been to was I ever like, I have to go buy my festival wear.
Yeah.
I got to go pick out my dopey hat and my special jewelry to go to a music festival. It's like, no, I'm going to put on my most comfortable clothes because I'm going to be outside and I might, be pushing some people out of my way so I can get up and see the bands that I want to see.
Yeah, you might get some beer on you.
No,
definitely
nobody's
sweat.
doing that. They're they're out in the back in the tents and they're posting ads that they're doing with the people that got them there. They didn't probably pay a dime to get there.
Right.
They might have just paid for their outfits. Some people might have even got outfits lent.
Of course, yeah, because they're influencers, so they get a whole bunch of shit for free because they're, plugging all these brands and stuff. And it's just, I don't know. I just thought that was kind of ridiculous.
No, I mean, it is. No, I mean, I
thought the same.
I've never understood that. And that's what Firefest kind of evolved from initially too. That's what it was, but it ended up being whoever was running it, the guy that was running it, well, we know who was running it.
Yeah.
Just didn't, wasn't in the right, authority to do it. But yeah, that's how that was starting out as.
I think complaining about that, waiting around to go to a thing that you were invited to that you don't have to attend, it's not like your life depends on this or anything. It just demonstrates how super entitled and spoiled this group of people are. And
I feel like they would make the argument but it's I get paid from my postings and stuff, so I had to go. It's work. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure, whatever. Yeah, I mean, there's probably a lot of younger, if there are any younger listeners out there, they're probably oh, you don't understand. No, it's pretty, it's pretty, you don't understand how it would, how things were before social media, where this really is stupid.
Yes,
really is.
That's right.
Just we were talking a little while, it's kind of the same thing, but kind of not, with Mario was I asked Mario, because he had an appointment this week, and I was how did you get there? What route did you take? He's I don't know. And I was you kids and not knowing how to get anywhere without GPS.
I told her that I used to be real good at that. I would look at a map, literally online and then remember it. And then, but now I told her my memory's so horrible.
Trying to print out 10 pages of
exactly.
MapQuest.
Yeah. No, and try to memorize it. But now, I getting older. I told her, even going to the doctor, I was having a hard time, cause I went to the doctor yesterday. I was having a hard time telling the doctor things because I forget things.
Oh,
I even forget things when we're doing the show. Like, and that's where hangover comes from because I forget stuff.
Right?
Probably.
Yes, that's right.
I mean,
speaking of, did you press record?
Yeah. No, that's a good. No, that's good because last time I didn't press record. No, you're right. Well, I'm getting old. You'll have to check me on that.
Sure.
No, hey,
there was my little
that's
my little moment of bitching.
You have to say it.
Go home. You are drunk.
There you go. All right, so that's our new little segment. So now I guess we can go into the main topic. If y'all don't have any, because we also have brews and news and brews, but I don't have any brews or
yes,
news.
Yes, you do.
What?
Of course.
Oh yeah.
Happy Earth Day, everybody.
Happy Earth Day. Yeah. When was that? Yesterday?
Who?
Today.
Today's
right?
Earth Day? I thought yesterday was
Earth
Earth Day.
No, it's today.
Earth Day.
Oh, I thought you kept saying birthday.
No.
Somebody's birthday.
Yeah,
I was like,
it's the Earth's birthday.
No, it's today. Yeah.
Oh, it's today?
Yes, today is Earth Day.
Oh, so
yes, so happy Earth Day.
So
That's cool.
Coors announced that they were gonna eliminate the plastic rings from their 6-packs.
Oh, good.
And they were gonna have start having cardboard packaging like the pudding packs.
Oh, okay.
Mario was trying to describe it to me, and he was like, 7-Ups, they have, I'm not a soda drinker. He's like, 7-Ups, they have like this cardboard.
The
thing on
bottle
it,
6-packs have the
and I'm like, I
cardboard.
don't know. And then he's like, and I was like, oh, like pudding.
And I was like, yes, like
there you
pudding.
go.
It's not
Like pudding.
He was like, I'm trying to think of something else that has that. And I was like, pudding, Jello,
Yeah.
Yeah.
sometimes
All the
yogurt.
snack packs.
So yeah, I think they said they were trying to eliminate that by I think 2023, 2024. So I mean that's cool to get rid of the plastic because aluminum and I was telling her I think that the cardboard is probably easier to recycle than plastic. But
so yeah, here's the thing: it's like okay, you're getting rid of plastic, which ends up in the oceans and they're in fish and sea turtles, all that jazz, and it doesn't decompose fast or quickly or at all sometimes.
Yeah.
But also, it's like okay, the cardboard. Where are we sourcing the cardboard from? Are we getting it from trees? Like that's just kind
That's
of
true.
Like,
Yeah.
is it recycled?
Hopefully it's
paper?
recycled,
Is it recyclable? Like
because I know there's some.
It's
at least biodegradable.
Yeah.
Over time.
I didn't read into too much of that post, but I mean, I would hope so because that would only make sense.
And then you have to think about the inks that they use on it for the
some
labeling.
of them aren't recyclable.
Really?
Some of them are, yeah.
Do
Sometimes
those say on the packaging or no?
I don't know.
Because I know that I was telling her that there's some that I noticed that some cardboard packaging has the wax film in the inside, so you can't.
Yeah, or even a plastic film sometimes.
Like the half and half cartons, like you can't.
Oh yeah, those.
Or those
some of the tissue boxes you
from
can't
like
either.
McDonald's, the glossy
waxy
cups.
Yeah.
But yeah, because this beauty brand that I use, they're very conscious about the earth or whatever, right? I don't know how to put it. There's like a word for it, but they're very environmentally conscious. And the packaging that they use, it's skincare. So the packaging of one of the things that they package, they actually are changing it because they found that some of the inks because they print on the bottle. So some of those inks make that bottle irrecyclable. So they're actually doing it now where they are putting a label on it that you can peel off and then recycle the bottle.
Okay, well,
and then she's also looking into like the glass jars that like for a face cream, right? The little glass jars. Well, making she was looking into this. I don't know if she was going to still do this or not, but making refillable pods that can fit in the glass jar. So you buy the glass jar one time and then you buy the little refillable pods to put in there.
That's cool.
And so I thought that was like,
that's
I didn't know about the inks till like a few days ago. I was like, really? Cause I bought more and she was like, the packaging shouldn't tell me personally, but she was like posting like, oh, the packaging is going to be different. Like we decided to go this route, I like that brand because sorry, this turned into like a beauty podcast. It's called Monday Born Beauty. And I also like that they're very resourceful in that they open their, you can only buy their product in drops because they don't want to overproduce and have product being wasted, sitting on the shelf. You're getting fresh stuff every time.
Okay.
And they're not mass producing so that stuff's not sitting in a warehouse or, being thrown away after time. So they post the drop, you buy it, they close it, they ship it, and then you got to wait until they open it again and then on a different product or whatever.
I see.
So,
okay.
I actually like that. It sucks. It's kind of frustrating sometimes because
when you run out,
I can't buy it right now. Like, cause it's either, it's a little pricey. It's like, I can't buy it right now. And the drop's open when you can't buy it. And sometimes it's like, it's not open when you can. And
it sounds like you probably really have to be on social media to keep
know.
up with.
Yeah.
Well, you can get emails from the site. So they'll tell you like when the drop is open and stuff like that. So, But I thought that was like a cool business model. Like,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
have it so that stuff's not wasted, and then being very conscious of packaging.
Cool. Happy Earth Day, whenever it was today or yesterday.
Today.
Oh, okay.
Today, or
This is
happy
22nd.
birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Earth Day. All right, so I guess before we get into the topic, we can try a beer.
Okay.
We also have
Sure.
snacks, thanks to my mom,
Yay.
that she gave these to us on Easter.
Beer-themed snack.
What do you want?
You can pick whatever you want. Oh, you know what? Let's get the stupid hard seltzer out the way because I've had it in the fridge for a while. So, yeah. So I'm doing this thing now where I should have done this a long time ago, where I'm organizing the beers now because now I have a lot of beers in the fridge. Yeah. We do. And so I'm trying to organize them from the oldest to newest so we can knock them out for the show. Mm-hmm. But snacks, I was just going to say real quick, we have a Jelly Belly beer flavored jelly beans. We have beer cheese flavored popcorn, and interesting, we have IPA flavored pretzels. So we'll try those as well. But the first thing we're going to kick off with, actually, we haven't had a Shiner in a while, but this is a hard seltzer. This is a watermelon margarita, Shiner Tall Tales, cocktail inspired hard seltzer, 4.5% ABV. It's a cool little can. We hate hard seltzers, but let's try it out.
Let's try it anyway.
Yeah, let's try it out anyways. It's watermelon margarita, so that should be interesting.
in theory, that sounds good.
Yeah, it does sound good. Yeah, because there's I think Topo Chico, we found out, came out. So we've tried some of their hard seltzers on our show, and we found that they actually have a margarita line now. So now they have 4 new flavors on top of the ones they already had, but they're margarita inspired. Which is interesting. And we're like, yeah,
that's Shiner?
No, Topo Chico.
Topo Chico.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to do watermelon
I did see a watermelon Truly, or I think it was a White Claw, because I almost got it because I was like, we never had White Claw.
Yeah,
but I didn't.
We should
grab
try
it.
one. I mean, people always, they're the ones that started this whole thing.
Right.
So we need to. Okay, we're going to do
If I see that one, I want to get it.
What's it called again?
Watermelon.
Oh, watermelon.
Watermelon.
Okay, yeah. So we'll try
It's a watermelon life.
I'm surprised. No, yeah, it's a watermelon life. Okay.
It's not
It
that
smells
good.
margarita-y, like it smells
You
like
tasted it?
tequila.
I did.
Oh, you did?
I mean, just now I did.
Not bad,
Yeah,
but
it's
not great.
that bad.
It's very artificial sugary
Yeah.
tasting,
But
but
it
the
is-
flavor's not bitter. It's
Yeah.
not too.
It's not medicine-y
sweet.
either.
It's not
No.
medicine-y. It's not. Okay.
Uh,
I think maybe over ice.
yeah.
yeah,
Maybe
this
if it was
is-
like cold.
Probably the better hard seltzers we've
Yeah,
had of
actually.
all the ones we've had. I'd probably give it like a 4
Yeah,
because I could finish it. But
Yeah.
would I go for another one? No.
No,
But I give it a 4, a strong 4.
same.
Let's say 3.
3? Okay, no, that's good. That's cool. All right, so
I
I'm
think
gonna
the thing that bothers me the most is the smell.
Yeah, it doesn't smell great.
It smells all right.
It just smells
just
like
that
cleaner.
artificial
It
taste.
smells like cleaner, but it tastes good.
Yeah, I guess better than the lemon pledge that we.
yeah.
That was the lemon Topo Chico that we had.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Like, ugh.
All right. Do y'all want to try a snack or do y'all
Sure.
want to? What do y'all want to try? Jelly bean, pretzel,
Yes, well,
jelly bean. Okay, let's do jelly bean. All right. So, like I said before, this is Jelly Belly. It's called Draft. Yeah, it's called Draft and beer flavored jelly beans. I don't know where the hell my mom found this. It says alcohol free. I would hope so. For the kids out there.
Yep.
If you want to know what beer tastes like, hey parents, to get you.
Well, there's that
jelly
one
beans.
company that has lots of alcohol-based gummies, like champagne flavored
Oh, yeah. I
gummy
always
bears
look
and
at
things
those.
like that.
That's
Mario.
cool.
Oh my goodness, we each get our own little pack.
That's
How
cool.
fun.
Every time we go to
I'll share with you.
Thank you.
every time we go to Total Wine, I'm always looking at the champagne gummy bears. He's like, get them. I'm like, but they're fucking expensive. He's
Yeah.
like, just get them. You're always looking at them. Maybe
That's
next time.
that's cool. I like how they come in those little packages.
Yeah, that's super cute.
They
Okay.
look like
If I
pills.
All right.
can open it, I don't know.
So we'll try this out and
got
see
it.
what they taste like. Yeah, I'll just take a couple. The colors look cool. It's like glittery or something.
Yeah, they're very golden. Okay.
That's interesting. All right. Do they have a
Smell
smell?
weird.
Oh, they do. They do smell weird. Oh, they smell
Oh,
like
God.
they don't smell. They don't smell very good.
No, it tastes like beer. It tastes
There's
like
a-
sugar.
There's a beer
It tastes-
flavor for a second.
I mean, it
Oh
tastes
yeah,
like
there's
sugar
a beer
to me.
flavor for a 2nd. Mhm.
Hmm. But it's just, they're sweet. They're jelly beans. But
Yeah, you like taste the beer for like a quick in the front.
and then it goes to sweet again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Not bad.
They're not bad.
I mean, we do drink beer all the time.
So we know what it tastes like.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, they're jelly beans. They're not bad.
No.
Oh, here, you can have another one. I don't taste it.
No? Like after, like, the initial taste for me is sweet, and then I can taste the beer, and then it goes back to sweet.
Did you ever taste those weird flavors, like the grass and the soap and the
Vomit.
vomit one? And
Earwax.
Did you ever
All the
ta-
Harry
did you ever
Potter
try-
ones?
Yeah, the Harry
Or
Potter
the
ones,
Bean Boozled game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same. Yeah, I think they came from
Toothpaste.
They
That
came
one
from the,
tastes-
Yeah.
Harry Potter. Yeah. I think I maybe did. I think I might have had the toothpaste one. I won't eat vomit-flavored things.
Oh yeah, so
I had one of
It's
those.
a matter
That
of
was bad.
principle.
I have to taste another one. I don't know, like 3.3. No, I'd go with like 3.
3.5. I mean, they're okay.
3 because like they're good, but they don't taste like beer like
No, not
fully.
so much.
But okay, I'm gonna go with 3. Britt said 3.5. It's in the flavor's in there somewhere. It's just not it's not strong. Kim,
2.9.
2.9. All right. So who wants to kick off the topic?
Oh, forgot about the topic.
Yeah.
You do.
Okay, I'll do it. All right, guys.
You never kick it off, do you? No.
Oh, sometimes I do. All right. So this first band I have is. I'm chewing this jelly bean. Put it down in my mouth real quick. For all you sound freaks out there.
ASMR.
I know, that's why I said sound freaks. Okay, here we go. Cradle Filth. Cradle Filth is my first band. First band. I said first. Cradle.
You said it with the list.
Yeah, I know. It was like Mike Tyson there for a second. Cradle of Filth are an English Cradle of Filth are an English extreme metal band formed in Suffolk, England in 1991. The band's musical style evolved originally from black metal to a cleaner, more produced amalgam of gothic metal, symphonic metal, and other metal genres. Their lyrical themes and imagery are heavily influenced by gothic literature, poetry, mythology, and horror films. So Cradle of Filth, they've been around since 91 and they've always had 2 vocalists. They've always had, Danny Filth, who's the lead vocalist. He's the founder of the band. I think I already said he's a male vocalist, but he always does like I guess, what's the iconic like metal voice. He does growling vocals, but he also does like high pitched screeching vocals.
Does he
so
do
like
pig squeal?
I think he could if he wanted to,
Okay.
but I think that's a different genre. That's more with the hardcore, but yeah, close enough. But this guy has I was reading his Wikipedia and it says that he has a 5-octave range. So it's a pretty decent vocal range. But yeah, so he can do deep growling or high pitched screeching vocals. So that's one vocalist. The other vocalist has always been a female. Their female vocalist always either has a melodic, soft voice or an operatic voice. They've had 6 different female vocalists between 1991 and present. But they've always had a female vocalist. The first 2 female vocalists they've had all the way up to 2009, they only did vocals, but the last 4 vocalists they've had, that were the female vocalists they've had, have also played keyboard. So now their female vocalist, as of now, plays keyboard and does vocals. So that was my first, band that I had for, bands with multiple vocalists. My list consists of mostly metal bands. I was like, oh, I forgot about this band. Oh, I forgot about this band. But, yeah, so that's one. My criteria was basically bands who have more than one vocalist, like we talked about. And to the point where like it goes into play with the sound and the identity of the band. So like the band would be different if one of these vocalists weren't there. So that's what I was looking at when I was picking my bands. But Cradle Filth, my first.
Sweet.
I can't say my S's state. My first band. There we go.
Wow.
I almost said
Mario,
first
you're drunk.
again. I know. Thank you.
Cool.
Who's next?
I guess I'll go.
Okay.
So my first band is Lacuna Coil, from a gothic metal band from Milan, Italy, formed in 1994. They have 9 studio albums, 2 extended plays, 2 live albums, 2 compilation albums, 1 video album, and 16 singles and music videos. Thank you, Wikipedia. So I had found an article that I thought was interesting. It was on Blabbermouth. So the 2 vocalists, it's a male and a female, Christina Scabbia and Andrea Ferro. And this article says that Andrea, I don't know if it's Andre.
I think it's Andre.
It has to be Andre.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad, bro. Has admitted that Lacuna Coil's most distinct and dominant feature, the dual vocals, did not come naturally upon the band's formation. He says, especially in the beginning, I would say on the first 3 records, we were struggling to understand where to go exactly with the 2 voices.
Which is funny because we went to CD Exchange a couple of weeks ago and we found one of their early CDs.
Yeah, we found 2 of them, but we only bought 1.
Yeah, we only found 1, but it sounded really weird. Like,
Yeah,
you could tell now that you read that, like, that they really didn't know what to do with the 2 vocals.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He said, because obviously Christina and my voices are very different. We add completely different things to the music. She can bring a lot more melody and epicness, while I can bring more violence and rhythmical parts or more powerful addition to the music. So we needed to work together before we found the right balance. He said, nowadays, I think we're very balanced. I think we know what we can bring to the music and we understand exactly where to go with our voices. But obviously it took some time because it was something new.
I actually think that first album that we were listening to too had a lot to do with the drummer. I think the drummer had things were sped, like tempo wise, sped up a bit. It would have sounded not bad, but everything was slow. Yeah.
He said both on the record and also in the live show, to find your space and your time and what to do when the other person is singing. So it took time, and then we learned along the way, and now I think we've been able to develop really well.
Can I add to what you have there? So I did a little bit of research here too, and what I didn't know was I thought the band was formed with them 2 already as vocalists. So it turns out that Andre was the vocalist. So the band formed in 94. He was the vocalist since 94, and then Christina didn't come on until 96. So he was the sole vocalist for only 2 years before she came on. And I found this on Wikipedia. It says the band asked Christina Scabbia, a friend and girlfriend of Marco, bassist, the bassist for the band.
Who were on our Couples of Music.
Oh, they were in the Couples of Music episode, yeah.
I mean, they were on it, but they were.
So a friend and girlfriend of Marco at the time. So they asked her to sing background vocals briefly, which led to her officially joining the band. Soon after, the band changed their name to Ethereal and signed to Century Media at the end of 97. So they actually had 2 different band names before they were Lacuna Coil, which they could have been on one of our they could have been on our formerly known as episode where we talked about this. But yeah, so basically, she was only supposed to do background vocals for a while, and then they ended up keeping her. But yeah, like that's a very distinct feature of that band. It's both of their vocals. So yeah, they've had dual vocals since 96.
And she's like one of my favorite.
And unfortunately, I've never seen them live.
I've seen them twice.
Yeah. But
Kim wins.
Yeah, Kim wins. Britt, what you got?
I was going to mention the Eagles, of course, because you got 2. So, of course, everybody, I think, mostly thinks of Don Henley and Glenn Frey when you think of the Eagles vocalists, but it goes beyond that. They've had 7 studio, recording contributors in the band over the years, and all 7 of them have written songs and sung as the lead vocalist on them.
That's crazy.
So it's Glenn Frey and Don Henley, Joe Walsh, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Don Felder, Bernie Leadon, and the bassist Timothy Schmidt, and Randy Meisner, all of them.
Damn, that's cool.
Yeah, and I found this cool website that actually breaks down every album and shows you how many each of the vocalists sang on there. And it's like, again, Don Henley and Glenn Frey get the most, right? They each have usually 4 or 5 on each album, but then the others get, 1 or 2 here and there. So
what website is that? I'm curious. I'd like to see.
UltimateClassicRock.com.
Oh, okay. I've come across that website before. Yeah,
and it just says who sang the most Eagles songs, lead vocal totals, and they actually went through each album and tallied.
Dang, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And of course, I don't know, there are a lot of great stuff. And Joe Walsh, of course, was just awesome.
Yeah.
The James Gang, right before he was in the Eagles, and then also did solo stuff. And I got to see him open up for Tom Petty.
Oh, that's
really
cool. Damn.
Yeah,
that sounds cool. Man, I wish I would have seen Tom Petty when he came that one time, but I didn't. I was like, shit. And I was kicking myself as soon as that happened. Like, as soon as he had came through, I was like, damn, I should have gone to that show. But
just how I feel from this past week.
Yeah, I know. But yeah. So I guess we can try another beer and then go into the next round.
Yeah. Behemoth was here on Monday.
Yeah.
And I kept saying, like, oh, I might buy tickets. I should buy tickets. Should I buy tickets?
The show was on a Monday.
Yeah, it's rough.
It was at the Aztec.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I love Nargle, and I wanted to go. And then I was like, no, like, Mario didn't seem like he was into it.
I was totally down, by the way. I told her.
And so
like,
I
didn't have
didn't.
any issue with
And
I was surprised she didn't get the tickets.
Kicking myself because they're from Poland. So,
Yeah.
you know.
And it just kind of sucks because we were having a conversation about concerts too, where there's like now that COVID is like kind of like there's not really a lot of restrictions now, so
They're
concerts are coming back.
left and right,
But a
it's,
lot
like,
of the
hard to
good
keep up.
concerts are coming to Austin, and we've already bought 2 expensive pairs of tickets for Austin. And I was like, we can't go to
I'm
Austin.
kicking myself because
Yeah.
it was Aztec. It was like $100 for 2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm an
down the
idiot.
street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comment on Instagram. Tell me that.
Yeah, but it's just that we need a
do?
venue here. I'll go with this one. We need a venue here, and it just sucks because I found out that in September Wu-Tang Clan is going to be in Austin, and I was like, I kind of want to go. And then there was another
and then
one.
the Breaking Benjamin with
and
Allison
Bush.
Change and
Oh,
Bush.
yeah.
Bush.
Allison
Yeah.
Change.
Allison, yeah.
Chains.
Yeah.
That we were talking about looking at. Like, they're just like,
Yeah,
they're just
They're
popping out.
fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was another one too, and I don't remember what it was. And I was like, son of a bitch. But
Lacuna Coil. They were here in Austin. Well, they were in Austin with Apocalyptica and I told
that's
Mario,
right.
hey.
But you see, that one I didn't know about though.
That's weird. I knew.
Yeah,
about
I
it.
didn't know about that, which is weird because I follow them on Instagram on their
Yeah.
page. But so our next beer, I've had this one in the fridge for a while. I've been trying to. I forgot I had it. This was just for me at home, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna bring it and we can test it out together. Because Live Oak is a good brewery. They have a lot of good stuff. A lot of varieties of types of beer too. So this is called Live Oak Gold, and it's their German style Pilsner. And it's from Live Oak Brewing Company here in Texas. 4.8% ABV. Kim, could you do the honors? Let's see. Yeah, but concerts, fucking hell, like, I forgot what other concert we were talking about, but anyways, yeah, Austin's taking all the good shit.
Yeah, and it is. I mean, it's not that far for us, but it's
Nah.
also a project
Because it's like when it's a weeknight and then
Yeah.
you're like have to either take off work or go to work like super fucking tired.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like,
you have to drive back after
And
the
I think
show. And
we
then
did that a
rough.
couple of times. I
We
think
did,
I
yeah.
think one time we saw Slipknot.
and then like a few days later we saw
that's
Chevelle and
right.
Breaking Benjamin.
Yeah, so the shows were
It was
like 2
back to
days
back,
apart.
going and
yeah.
coming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I had tickets for the English
yeah,
Beat 2
that's
nights in
right.
a row, and I went one night because I was like, I love them. I'm gonna go see it twice.
Yeah.
And then I went, and then the next day was so tired because I had to go to work the next day, and I was like, no.
Yeah.
You can have my money. I love you. You're wonderful, but sorry.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
I know, but this was at the freaking Aztec.
I know,
Yeah,
right down
yeah.
the street.
Dummy.
I mean, I'm always down for
All right.
concerts.
We're shaking
I mean, I
hands.
am. It's just
We're shaking on it.
It's just like, well, it was a Monday, but I think the cool thing about
You didn't
that
have to,
that we
like,
talked
go
about
in or
it. Yeah, I
anything.
didn't have to go into work Tuesday, like in the office, so I would have been fine. But
Me too, because my training class.
it just it just depends. Okay,
I'm
let's
gonna
see.
see the Cult next weekend.
Oh, sweet.
At-
Oh yeah, I
at
saw
the
that.
Aztec.
That's right. I saw that.
Yeah, so that's cool on a Sunday. But at least I don't have to drive back from Austin.
Yeah. See?
All right. So,
It's all right.
it's got a weird taste in the middle, but the end is sweet.
The one we
What is
had.
it? Did you tell us what it was? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
it's a German style Pilsner
From Live Oak?
from Live Oak.
The one we had the other day was good. Really
Yeah, I
tasty.
forgot what it was.
The Pilsner that you were.
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, it was a Pilsner, but I don't remember what it was either. Oh, no, that's the Stone Cold. That was American Lager.
Oh, I thought it was a Pilsner.
No. We had, so we tried Stone Cold Steve Austin's, cause we had his IPA on the show, but he also has an American Lager, so we tried that. But, I also have some news I forgot to talk about earlier, that's beer related. So what do y'all rate this one? I tasted it once, I want to say like maybe 3.6.
Yeah, I was going to say 3.5.
Okay, 3.5 for Brit.
I don't like it.
3.6 for me. What do you give it?
2.5.
Okay, that's fine. It's a
Yeah.
Pilsner. I mean, They're gonna be a little skunky, but there's just that weird taste in the front. I don't know what it is. And this was packaged on January of this year. So
it should be fine.
Yeah, it should be fine. Because I think we got it at Total Wine last month, so it should have been fine. But what I did want to say was, so last episode I think it was, we tried the Pantera lager from the collectibles company, Knucklebones, who did a collaboration with a brewery from New York. I actually found an AC/DC beer that they have, and I ordered it. It hasn't shipped yet because I think it was on pre-order, but it's called For Those About to Bach, I think.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, so it's an AC/DC beer.
Beer and rock puns.
Yeah. So
it's fun.
But yeah, no, there's an AC/DC beer coming in, but it's not. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because our little cabinet is
yeah.
I should have got a bigger one.
No, it looks like it's full, but the thing is that we have like some displayed in the front, and then we have just a row pushed to the back, so it looks like there's a lot.
Yeah,
but
there's plenty of room.
Yeah, there's plenty of room in there. But yeah, so we're gonna try an AC/DC beer soon from that from that brewery and collaboration with whatnot. Okay, so me next, right?
Yeah.
Next one I have. This is a band. It's weird because they're one of my favorite bands, and I don't talk about them like they don't come up on this show a lot, like some other bands do, like Metallica and other bands.
And Metallica.
So this band, System of a Down. So System of a Down, probably people wouldn't think of them like right off the bat, but so they're an Armenian American heavy metal band formed in Glendale, California in '94. So they do actually have two vocalists. So they have their lead vocalist, that everybody knows, is Serge Tankian, and then their lead rhythm guitarist. He actually started off as just a backup vocalist. That's Darren Malakian. He actually has a solo project or band that he does on the side called Scars on Broadway too, where he does straight up vocals. But when the band started, he was just backup. And when you go to the Wikipedia page now, he's actually listed as a co-vocalist because as the albums went on, he was given more and more vocal parts. It got to the point where by the time it got to their last releases in 2005, the vocals were legit 50-50. Some songs Serge and Darren were singing half and half, like equally on a song, or Darren would start a song off, but yeah, so it was a band that didn't start off with two vocalists, but now they do have two vocalists. So when they came out with their self-titled, I think that was in like 99 or 2000. I was skimming through the album because that is one of my favorite albums, and I couldn't remember like where Darren's voice was. But doing the research, I was like, oh fuck, I don't, I was just jumping around and I couldn't pinpoint where he was exactly. It was just probably some, screaming vocals in the background. When their second album came out, Toxicity, in 2001, there was definitely more of Darren's vocals on there. He had a little feature on, the song Needles and also on Atwa. Then on their third album in 2002, Steal This Album, that first track on that album actually starts off with Darren singing. And that's, I think, on the song Chicken Stew. And then he also sings on Mr. Jack. And then, like I was talking about before, on their last releases in 2005, Mesmerize and Hypnotize, 50-50 on songs like Radio Video, Cigarro, and Kill Rock and Roll. And then he actually starts the song Lonely Day, which was featured on the soundtrack to the movie with Shia LaBeouf. It was a fucking remake of a kid who breaks his leg and stuck in the house. Suspiria? I think that's what the name of the fucking movie is.
Oh, so like a remake of Rear Window.
Yeah, where like
he witnesses a crime or something.
Yeah. So
there's
basically,
a zillion of those.
Yeah, there's a bunch of those.
Off Rear Window.
Yeah. So yeah, that movie was based off of that. I think it was called Suspiria, but that movie, that song was featured on that soundtrack. But like I said, he was the lead vocalist on that track. But System of a Down, that's one of my favorite bands. Double vocalists that I didn't even really realize right off the bat until I really started like looking at stuff that I had in the jam room, and I was like, oh shit, System of a Down.
Cool.
But yeah, co-vocalists right there.
Co-vocalists right there.
Yeah. You're mocking me. Go home, you're drunk.
She was just buying time. She's looking someone up.
Cool. I was like, oh shit,
I see you. I got your back. If you're scrolling for a while, just
no. I don't have a lot like you. Like, you're always overachiever, and I'm always like, oh,
And I'm always like, here's my list. And I just go real quick.
I mean, that's cool. Y'all always say shit that I don't know anyway, so.
So my next one is Blink-182, which is an American rock band from California, formed in 92. Their current lineup is Matt Skiba, Mark Hoppus, and Travis Barker. But before that, we all know that it was Mark Hoppus, Tom DeLonge, and Travis Barker. Even before that, they had a different drummer. But either way, besides the point, both Mark and Tom were, I'd say, like dual vocalists on a lot of their albums. And I thought it was funny that Britt had mentioned that that website that was like telling you like who sang on what.
And you found the same thing?
Well, there's a Reddit
of course
thing, and somebody on there let's see, Tefons is the username posted by
Shout out to Fonz.
Tefons. So it says Mark and Tom singing chart by song.
Oh shit!
So I went through all of the Blink-182 albums from Fly Swatter through to Dogs Eating Dogs, 1 demo, 7 albums, and 1 EP, and charted which parts were predominantly sung by who. I skipped the live album, but included Man Overboard in Enema of the State, and skipped their best of, but included Another Girl, Another Planet in Blink-182.
Oh, this guy really did his research. You got into it.
It's not 100% accurate. I did this at work with one earbud in, so please don't kill me if I've made any mistakes. I'm happy to make changes.
Well, what I will say is 2 earbuds definitely would have helped.
Yeah.
Because,
But he has this thing here. It says, here are the screenshots of the Google Sheet by release. And it has like each album. And there's so it's the album name, the year it came out, the title of the song. And then there's columns Mark, Tom, Mark backup, Tom backup, Mark verse, Tom verse, Mark chorus, Tom chorus, Tom chorus, and Mark and Tom 50-50. And then there's X marks in underneath each, so it's like this one here, Ghost on the Dance Floor. There's an X under Tom solo. There's an X under Mark backup, and then on the next, so like on another album.
So he has a total, right? Of some sort, like
no, that just
he just broke it down. I thought he was gonna be like
take off your pants and jacket.
Oh hell no!
And there's like, okay, so we have the rock show. So there's a X under Mark.
Why though?
And there's an X under Tom backup, and then like
Louise.
Yeah, it's just like it just.
I think Tefons has a really boring job, or a job that isn't very demanding.
Probably a security guard.
Yeah. Like late at night, he's bored, so
he has to like hear some stuff, but like doesn't have to hear
I've heard stories of security. Well, yeah, pretty much every security guard I've known has been like, oh yeah.
If I had a Reddit account and this wasn't posted 7 years ago, I'd be like, hey, Tefons, what was that job you were doing
he's
there,
probably
bud?
not checking back on
Dude,
it
you should have
right
put
now.
totals on this shit. Like, okay, this is the percentage. This is the percentage of vocals that each one has done.
We want some pie charts.
Yeah, dude.
But I thought that was pretty like.
I mean, yeah, it's useless if you don't have. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you would have to be discussing. Yeah, you would be discussing albums or songs.
It looks like they were pretty well matched on Cheshire Cat and Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. It looks like they each kind of like had a song. And what's another one? Yeah, I think those are. Dude Ranch has a lot of X's too. It looks like. But yeah, I was like, dude. Okay, Tefons.
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
He's like the ultimate super fan with a lot of time on his hands.
Yeah, that's.
It sounds like some kind of slogan.
Yeah.
His ultimate super fan with all kinds of time on his hands.
That's crazy. I don't know if I would have had to. Doing research for some of these episodes just throws me off sometimes too. I'm like that when we were doing the bands with who had vocalist changes. That keeping up with that alone, I was like, "That's fucking."
Especially for somebody like
Black Sabbath. Well, yeah, Black Sabbath. Yeah, all the black bands. Yeah. But yeah, that's crazy.
I don't know. That was my little weird tidbit.
That's cool. That was interesting. Fucking crazy as hell.
Dang, Tefons, that was really helpful and insightful.
Brett, what you got?
Geez, I have a little list. Who should I tell you about? The Pixies, I guess.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, Frank Black, I think, sings the majority of the songs and is backed up by Kim Deal, who's also the bassist. But she sings lead vocals on several songs, and pretty much on all their albums, a few on each or a couple on each at least. And so and then she's backed up by Frank Black in those songs. So that's one.
Cool. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, and I'll just tell you, because I feel like, how's your list doing?
I got 1, 2, 3, and then 2 throwaways.
I have one more, and that's it. But I don't got a lot to say.
Yeah, I got 3 that I could talk about, and then like 1 throwaway or 2 throwaway ones.
Okay.
Because one, I hope you have on your list, and if you don't, I'm gonna be upset.
Sure I do.
Okay, what you got?
Yeah, Alice in Chains.
Yeah, that's like
but you can talk about them if you want to.
I mean, I didn't really want to say too much because I was hoping that you had them, but I mean, Jerry Cantrell and
Lane Staley. And Jerry Cantrell is coming to town.
Yeah, I saw that. It was solo stuff. I think it's at Aztec as well.
Aztec,
So yeah, Jerry Cantrell, Lane Staley, and then of course now he does it with William Duvall.
Right.
But I just wanted to bring up too, what's crazy is that, so this is kind of like a weird, coincidence because last week I saw a, video. Well, Kim and I saw a video on YouTube for this guy who did a list of best MTV Unplugged performances.
Oh yeah.
And number 2 was Alice in Chains. And I actually saw that performance on the music channel that our Wi-Fi picks up on our TV. And I saw it 2 weeks ago. And I had heard it before, but I was watching it and I was like, man, this performance is fucking amazing. Like seeing them two sing together like that, like it was just like, it was just fucking amazing. Like I was like, this, I hadn't heard it in a long time because I think I heard it first before I saw it, and then they were showing it on TV, and I saw it again, and I was like, damn. I was like, yeah, that was pretty amazing. Just them two, how balanced they were singing together. But I mean, even still, Jerry Cantrell still balanced with William Duvall, but because I saw them live too, and they did awesome as well. But yeah,
okay, cool, yeah, they were definitely on my list. I don't know.
And they're iconic for that too. That's another thing.
Yes, for sure.
Iconic dual vocalist right there.
And I think that's part of the reason why they were able to keep going after Lane Staley's death, right? I mean, if he had been the only lead singer, I mean, I know it happens, right? Where they replace lead singers after they're gone, and then it seems like it's hit or miss, right? Like it either works or it doesn't. But I think that Jerry Cantrell having so many of the vocal parts really helped keep it going because it still sounded authentic. It still sounded like them.
Yeah, because he was legit 50% of those vocals. Because like when you go back and listen to a bunch of that stuff that they did with Lane Staley, like it was a lot of it was them singing together.
Yeah,
like that, and so like it was just so like crazy. Like they were one voice. So like and when Lane Staley passed away, like and then they got William Duvall, like it was kind of like they just needed to fill in that other 50%,
right,
to make it work, and they did with William. I mean,
100%.
And I think they did a pretty good job with it. I mean,
he sounds good.
Yeah, it does sound good. Yeah.
It's kind of like I didn't mention this when I mentioned Blink, but when they replaced. They didn't replace. I guess they replaced. They replaced with with Matt Skiba of Alkaline Trio. Everybody was hating on it. Like everybody was like, "Oh, like we don't like it. It's not Tom." He has like a very distinct voice.
Yeah, he does have a distinct voice.
But I think that California, the Blink album, is like one of the best Blink albums, and Matt Skiba is the dual vocalist to take on the parts that Tom would have had.
What year is that?
It was like 2017.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I could be wrong.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Like I think that's one of their best albums, and I saw them live with Matt Skiba, I think in 2017, and I thought he did really great. Like it's like they sang Old Blink, and what I think people were also like kind of the banter that was between Mark and Tom, like how they would have all their like weird, silly, dirty jokes or whatever. Like the banter was kind of like lacking because obviously maybe they, Matt and Mark have a different relationship or, whatever.
Yeah.
But
Tom just likes to say stupid shit.
Yeah,
too,
Tom just likes to, and the whole time we saw Angels and Airwaves was a bunch of weird
dumb
stuff.
Shit, yeah.
But, like I thought that he did really great to come step in and like take down that role, and everybody was like, "Oh, he's not Tom." Like, yeah, he's not supposed to be.
He's not trying to be.
He's his own guy. Yeah. Like, and he did a really great job.
Yeah, and he was like
that's one of my favorite albums.
Yeah, and he was a big part, and he had a lot of experience with Alkaline Trio too. So like he had been around, he wasn't just some guy that they got that didn't have any experience doing this stuff. Like he had been doing that stuff, with Alkaline Trio for a long time before. So
sorry.
No, that's cool.
I just like that kind of like jogged my memory there.
Okay. What else you got, Britt? Because we were talking about Alice in Chains.
Sonic Youth.
Sonic Youth.
Yeah,
Okay.
both Kim Gordon and Thurston Moore take lead on different songs on all their albums. So yeah, so that came up yesterday because they came up on my playlist, and I was like, oh yeah, forgot about that.
Yeah. No, I should have remembered that too because I was posting the video of the Simpsons episodes from the bands that made. I did the Lollapalooza one,
Yes.
and then I did the Aerosmith "Sing It with Mo." Walk This Way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because we saw
Did
those
you put
videos
the
together.
creepy Aerosmith part from? That was our hangover. We were gonna bring up the from what's it
Polar
called?
Express.
Yes.
Oh no, I did it.
That's
I
creepy.
forgot about it, which is good.
Steve,
that I
Yeah,
forgot
we
about
blocked it
Tyler,
out.
Now I
No.
have that image in my head.
Yeah,
Oh, no, me too.
Yeah, no, that's
Right before bedtime.
Yeah,
I'm
that
just
was
kidding.
pretty horrible.
It is scary.
That was pretty horrible.
Yeah.
Y'all want me to go next?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
I just really have like one throwaway and one more. Real
Cool.
One.
Well, before we do that, let's try another beer and let's try these
Yeah.
IPA pretzels.
All right.
So Kim finds a beer. I'll let her pick.
I'll let do what Mario did, just reach in the bag.
Oh, okay. We'll let Britt. Oh,
It's okay.
No, I'm just.
That's it's not nothing's clean in here, so please don't worry.
Ooh.
This is a fun game.
Have we had that before? Please tell. I couldn't remember.
It looks familiar.
It does look familiar, right? But I don't know if it's just been in the fridge for a while and it looks familiar.
I
look at
don't
it every
remember
time.
tasting this.
You know what, y'all? I can find out real quick. Y'all, here,
I feel like
Kim. While I do that, can you tell everybody about those chips?
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
pretzels and where they come from.
they're a Boardwalk Food Company craft beer pretzels, IPA flavored pretzels. They were manufactured for.
No, just
I'm
like
just kidding. I'm just messing with you. Okay, hopheads, this one's for you. Boardwalk Food Company's IPA craft beer pretzels are loaded with flavor.
not sponsored. She's just reading all the ingredients and shit in the bag.
So
Okay,
they're sourdough pretzels, just in case you needed.
okay. So I found our chart on our website, and this is called a what again? It's called Panama Red, right?
Yeah.
Panama.
Yeah, I think that's a drug
Shit,
reference.
we have.
Right?
I know.
So we had
Okay.
it in episode 57.
I knew it looked familiar. Okay,
Okay.
draw again.
Yeah, that was my fault. That was my bad. Shit, this comes in handy.
Slack-a-lacker.
That we haven't had.
The most interesting lager in the world.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna now I'm most interesting. No, we haven't had that one.
Okay.
Just
Woo.
testing it.
So we have the Panama Reds one. Okay, it's another Martin House sour, right?
If I'm correct, that's
This one's a lager.
This
Yeah,
one's
it's a lot
from
from
Ex Novo. Ex Novo.
ex novo.
Damn, I
Ex
added
novo.
another.
That's
That would have been better.
yeah. That's a
Um,
Mexican style lager.
Mexican style lager. The most interesting.
Speaking of Martin House,
Okay.
Kim and I found 3 crazy Martin House beers yesterday that are going to come up in a future episode. So we found a birthday cake one. We found a rainbow.
Have they done that before?
I don't know, but we've never had one. I don't know if they've done one before, but this was like, I think Kim had seen something on Instagram about these. Then we found a rainbow sherbet sour with lactose,
Oh God,
of
the
course.
lactose.
And then there
Which
was
is so stupid because sherbet doesn't have lactose.
yeah, I know,
in
I
it.
know. But I guess they're trying to give it that creaminess, that
Yeah.
creamy flavor. And then there's a third one we found, and I don't remember what the third one is. But yeah, so we have 3 different Martin House beers sitting in the fridge. We'll probably won't see them for another 2 episodes. But yeah, so this is Ex Novo, I believe. I want to say they're from. Oh shit! It's actually from Portland, Oregon. Okay.
Ex
Oh,
Novo.
and from New Mexico.
It means from the beginning.
Oh, that's
in
what
Latin.
Oh, sweet.
I'm not that cool. I looked it up.
Okay, no, I mean you didn't. I'll edit that part
love
out
that.
so that everyone
there you go,
thinks
so
that
everybody
you.
thinks
Yeah.
that I did it. Okay.
5% ABV, so it's pretty low. So we'll try the beer first, and I'll try those IPA
I
pretzels.
love Latin. I took like a year of beginner Latin,
Really?
and then they got rid of that class, so I didn't get to take the rest.
Both of the kids take Latin.
But I love it.
That's
My
smooth.
favorite.
Yeah, that is pretty smooth.
I give it like a
I'm gonna-
4.5.
Pretzels.
Oh,
Yeah, let me get one.
smell interesting. I know we have to back away from the mics because
Yeah,
it's
it
pretty
smells
crunchy.
interesting. Let me see. I gotta wait for the beer taste to get out of my mouth. Uh-oh. It's making a funny face.
They taste like they're Sprite flavored.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do taste the Sprite.
Again, they don't taste like beer to me.
Sorry for crunching on the mic. But y'all can hear the crunchiness of pretzels.
They're not terrible, but they taste like Sprite. They don't taste like beer.
Yeah,
Oh, excuse me.
it's weird because they have
salty
more
sweet.
of a beer smell than they do taste.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Probably go like because they're not bad. They are good, but I'm gonna go with like because of the IPA flavor, like a 2. There's something there, but it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
Not beer.
Yeah, it's not beer. It doesn't taste like beer to me.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna. No, you know what? I'm gonna go with the 2. But don't get me wrong. That rating's nothing to do with like flavor of how good they are. They're really
It's just
good.
that they don't taste like what they
Yeah,
say.
they just don't taste like what they say. Yeah, but I'm gonna go with like a 2.
I was
Kim?
going to say... Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Brett?
Same. I was going to say 2.5.
Okay, 2.5. Yeah, I was gonna
I mean-
go with that originally.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they're not bad. They're just weird.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are
They're
weird.
weird.
So how about the beer now? I don't know if y'all guys had tried the beer already. I gave it a 4.5. But you're still tasting the pretzels?
It's just like lemony or salty or
Yeah,
Right, that's
something.
what it
There's
tastes
something
like
there.
Sprite to me.
Yeah.
Like, they're lemony and sweet.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah.
The beer's good. I don't know. 3.8.
3.8. Okay. Oh, Kim's still trying to dissect the flavor of the pretzel.
Maybe she needs some sherbet for a palate cleanser.
It's just once that powdery flavor.
No, I just got it all sogged out,
Oh yeah.
and then like tastes like the same.
Yeah.
I was trying to see if I could find something deeper within
Yeah.
the pretzel, but
Expert.
not pretzel expert. Thank you. Ooh, I don't know why. Okay, so this is random, but not random. I was thinking about the time that y'all made the pretzels.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, man, those pretzles are good.
What pretzels?
Remember?
Greta.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
made
They were good.
pretzels.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
makes pretzels from time to time.
That's right.
That kid's talented.
I know. I was like, man, those were good. I don't know why.
So you could probably knit a pretzel too.
I
She
think
could knit a pretzel.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I think I was thinking because it was back when we got those Rico's pretzels.
Oh,
And
yeah.
they sucked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those pretzels were horrible.
And then I was like, man, you know what's a good pretzel? Like, I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
What do you rate this beer? And you put another pretzel in your mouth.
She can
And it's funny because this is like your favorite type of beer too.
I'm just trying to figure out the pretzel.
Don't try to figure them out. There's
Take 'em
no.
away.
Yeah, I was like, there's nothing to figure out. We've discussed them already. What do they have in them? They have.
lemon juice.
Wow, they have malt,
Okay, so there's their attempt at
honey, yeast,
honey.
sunflower oil, lemon juice,
There it is.
lemon oil. That's
Damn, they're
interesting.
lemon pretzels.
Well, y'all dissected it. Good job, y'all.
Hey.
Y'all
Oh, does that
nailed
mean
all
my
shit.
palate's good enough to be like a professional, like,
Yeah.
Hell's
taster?
Kitchen.
Pretzel taste tester. Yeah. So okay, so what do you
I
what
went
do
to the pretzel.
son of a what do you rate this beer? If I have to ask you one more time,
I don't really like it.
what?
It's bittery.
Really?
It might
What?
just be, I think the pretzels are messing
Yeah,
with
I
your
think
palate.
that because
Let me get some water in there.
yeah, you better cleanse yourself a little bit because don't spit out the water, please. Cleanse your palate.
Cleanse yourself, Kim.
And I was like, this could either go one of two ways. I could either spit it out all over Britt's face or choke on it because I have a habit of choking on water.
Sorry.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I'll ask so you don't have to get violent. Kim, what do you rate this beer?
I'm going again. Dang it, I didn't even have any wine in a can. Okay, 3.5.
Okay, yeah, all right. Lower than all.
Well,
But it's still
No, I mean
it's
that's
in the
fine.
ballpark.
Yeah, because she said 3.8. I said
no, because I took.
because it is, to me it's good. I couldn't find anything like weird.
I bump it
about
to the 8.
3 point. Oh, like
3.8.
tie. Okay. Y'all gonna be twinsies on that one. All right, cool.
Yay.
All right, I guess my turn. The one of the ones I have on my list that I found interesting, they're a metal band as well. I don't really listen to them because I don't know. They're not weird, but imagine people are gonna probably hate me for that. No. I was gonna say, I know. Imagine ICP mixed with
Don't want to.
Five Finger Death Punch.
No,
that's what
don't
this band
want
is.
to.
Mushroom Head. So Mushroom Head, they're a heavy metal band from Cleveland, Ohio. I'll probably get a lot of shit for that. They formed in '93, and I know they've had two vocalists since the beginning. But there was one thing that I didn't know that I really found interesting, because they do have some songs that I'm like, oh, okay, this song's pretty cool. Like I said, they're not a band I follow or anything, but. So they always have two vocalists. They have a rapping vocalist who also does, who also does growling vocals. And then they have a clean vocalist who also does growling vocals. So at any given time, they have somebody, there's some kind of, it's like, it's not like rapping, like rapping. It's like nu metal style, like rapping. So I didn't want to throw you off that much and like have you think of hip hop or anything like that.
No.
Yeah, but that's how they have it labeled.
Okay.
So the band's always had those two types of vocalists in the band.
Okay.
For their whole run since '93, they've had a total of 4 different vocalists taking those spots. But one thing that I found out was that they actually threw in a female vocalist. For their album in 2020 called A Wonderful Life, and actually bumped them up to 3 vocalists.
Oh, dang.
So they had a rapping vocalist, a clean vocalist, who both did screaming vocals. On top of that, they had a female vocalist.
Okay.
But she only did that one album, but it looks like she still tours with them. So I don't know if she's if she's still part of the band. I think as far as like recordings go, they're not doing that anymore, but they have her on tour. But yeah, so it was weird because for that one album, I think till now, they have 3 vocalists now, which is really weird. But yeah, weird. I'll play a song.
Do they play sometime. Like instruments or they just sing? Because that seems really weird to me.
No, they just sing. So they have, I think, 2 guitarists and like a percussionist, kind of like Slipknot. There's like more than 5 of them.
Yeah.
I think there's like 7 of them, if I'm correct. And then the female vocalist will bump them up to 8. So they're going to be one short of Slipknot.
It's just like,
but
what do I do with my hands? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, where do I
they
go?
have to like choreograph dances.
Yeah, right.
Like Talladega Nights.
I know,
You're
like,
singing like this and like put your hands down. But
while the other guy's singing. Just
it is weird. I mean, and then you have a female vocalist. And
because it's like if they're playing instruments, that's one thing. Because while I'm singing, you're like,
here's a weird thing. So these guys, if you don't know Mushroom Head, they're gimmicky. They have a gimmick, and that is masks. Yeah. So they have mask or face paint. So like I think a majority.
I was going to say their name.
No. Oh yeah, their name. We'll get into that in another episode. But band's named after anyway.
Genitalia.
Yeah, genitalia. But or what's the other anatomy? There we go.
Okay.
Anatomy.
So
yes, that's cleaner.
So they have masks, and people I think have like drawn similarities to them, like trying to be like Slipknot or whatnot. So basically, everyone kind of has a similar mask in the band. It's like black with like white X's on the eyes.
Okay.
So one thing I found out was that they threw in this female vocalist who doesn't do anything. She doesn't play anything extra from what I saw. Unlike Cradle Filth, where the singer does keyboards. Well, they had on their lists of members.
Had her as dancer or what?
Yes, they had. Well, not her.
Dancer.
They not her, but they have a dancer, a female dancer. One
Was it like the Tortilla
single
Man?
female dancer. Yeah, like Tortilla Man, or like Sherry Moon and Rob Zombie.
She had to make it in.
But actually, I can't wait to see Rob Zombie. And when do we see?
August.
Yeah, in August. I really can't wait for that. But anyways, so it's weird. But she wasn't one of the dancers, but they have had a dancer listed as a member of the band, which is weird because I didn't know that. It must have been something they did like later, like probably mid 2010s or early 2010s or something like that. But I was like, that's weird. Yeah,
Interpretive dance. Just kidding.
No, I think it's like you know what kind of dance I'm talking about. But it's just I found it weird. But
yeah.
Anyways,
interpretive dance.
Yeah,
that would have been cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right?
Won't be taking any of my ideas, y'all.
Oh man, I choked.
A watermelon life will have an interpretive dancer.
Mario. Just kidding.
Kim, what you got?
My last one, Linkin Park.
Yeah, Linkin Park. That was one of my throwaway ones.
Well, what do you got to say about them? Because I know they had rap vocalist Mike Shinoda, rap style vocalist, and then the late Chester Bennington as the regular like vocalist
with screaming vocals. Yeah, I mean, he was. I think I said throwaway because everyone knows Linkin Park. They were one of those bands that crossed, genres, and that people, they were one of those mainstream new metal bands, like super mainstream, where like even people that didn't listen to rock were listening to Linkin Park.
Because they were on top 40.
Yeah, they were on top 40, of course. And then what's interesting about that too is we were talking about vocalists like who don't do anything. Like later on, Mike Shinoda actually was playing rhythm guitar. So he played guitar as well when he wasn't singing. Mm-hmm. So he kind of switched it up a bit to keep, you know, he didn't know what to do with his hands. Yeah, no, Linkin Park, definitely. But I think that's just one we don't have to, like, really talk too much about because everybody knows Linkin Park. But definitely, like, that's a band that if you got rid of one of them, one of those vocalists.
It still work.
No, it wouldn't work.
No, it wouldn't work.
Yeah,
actually.
because Chester wouldn't be able to do, if it was just Chester, we wouldn't have the music that we had. You know, that
like
we would have gotten from Linkin Park. Yeah. Same thing from Mike Shinoda or vice versa.
Yeah, because then he went and did his hip hop stuff. It was more like hip hop based.
Yeah. Old school hip hop. Yeah.
I was just going to say, every time you say his name, it sounds like you're saying My Sharona.
My Sharona. My Sharona. That's funny.
Mike Shinoda.
Britt, what you got?
Mama Mike.
Mama Mike Shinoda.
I'm sure he gets that a lot.
Oh, man, I'm going to tag him.
Please do. I was going to mention Smashing Pumpkins because, you know, Billy Corgan sings the majority of the songs. Right? But
I'm all like, yeah, thanks. And
yes, that's for you.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Darcy, who is no longer in the band, but she had some solo songs as well that she sang. So I thought, throw it in.
Oh,
but
I didn't know that.
It's not a ton, but yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I mean, then again, I didn't listen to a lot of... that was one band that I really didn't get into, but that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then my last one, which is... I saved the best for last, of course, Depeche Mode. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Dave Gahan sings the majority of the vocals on the songs, lead vocals, but Martin Gore also has many songs, at least 2 on every album, for sure. And he does more of the... He's kind of the more melodic singer, does more of the slower kind of ballad type songs. And whenever they perform live, whenever Martin Gore will do like a set of his songs so that Dave Gahan can leave the stage and take a break because he's such like a energetic performer.
It's like so he can do a costume change.
Just to take a break.
That's such a cheat, though. Like you know what I mean? Like
still, it's like when you see him. When you see him perform, it's like, that guy needs a break. The other dudes are standing behind keyboards the whole time, and he's like all over the damn stage. So it's like, go have a rest, friend.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so Martin Gore does the slower, more melodic ones. And I love his voice. He's also my favorite. He wears black mini skirts and black angel wings and black nail polish and black eyeliner and silver eyeshadow.
Huh. Cool. Sounds good. Yeah. I mean, yeah. No, it's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to wear black nail polish and eyeliner.
I want to paint your nails.
Okay.
If you should start rocking a skirt too, Mario. I don't know.
I mean, I could have bought a kilt if we had gone to that thing, but I didn't. But yeah, no, I used to wear there's still photos of me on my Facebook where I was playing shows with the band I was in. This was in 2016. I was still I would put eyeliner every once in a while, but the black nail polish was like my go-to.
You know, MGK has his own nail polish.
Fucking hell. No, thank you. So it's my turn, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I got one more and a throwaway. I guess I'll do the throwaway first. I just want to say Atreyu. We had talked about Atreyu actually twice recently. We talked about him. We talked about him on our Bands with Singing Drummers episode, and we also talked about him on our Bands Uses of Literature episode. So I just want to say, if you want to hear about him, you can listen to episode 59. But they have 2 vocalists. They've always had 2 vocalists, actually up until, I think, 2 years ago when their second vocalist left, and now it's just the one. So the drummer, Brandon Soller, he's not on the drums anymore. He was the clean vocalist. Now he moved to the front, and he's the main vocalist now. So they found a drummer to replace him instead of replacing the unclean vocals, as they say, when Alex left. So that was my throwaway. The one that I do have is my last one. I don't have too much to say, but I just want to say Butcher Babies. An American heavy metal band from Los Angeles, California. I've talked about them here and there before on previous episodes for different reasons. They formed in 2009, 2010. I couldn't find the correct date. But the band was actually formed by the 2 female vocalists, and they're actually co-vocalists. So, like, every song, I think Kim and I saw them live. Yeah, we saw them. Well, it was a live stream, I meant. It was a live stream.
It was a video. Who the frick watched
Sorry, I didn't mean video.
No, I said video.
So we saw a live stream of their they performed their first album all the way through because it was an anniversary, and this was during COVID. So I bought a ticket for that, and Kim and I saw the live stream, and it's 2 female vocalists, Heidi Shepard and Carla Harvey. So they're the ones that started the band, and they're still the female vocalists, doing double vocals, from 2009, 2010 till now. So they've been doing it for 12 years, 13 years, something like that. So yeah, 2 female vocalists. They both, sing and they both scream. But yeah, that was the last band on my list. Like I said,
the Spice Girls in this one. They have multiple vocalists.
It's funny because, no, that's a girl. But I was kind of thought that Britt was gonna say Beastie Boys because I was thinking Beastie Boys, but it's kind of weird with them because they're technically a band, but it's like a given that them 3 are gonna sing because they're because they're hip hop influence,
right?
Yeah.
And then you have to go in and like include other hip hop.
Exactly, yeah, and that's
why I was just silly.
But it's just weird because like when people bring up Beastie Boys, they're considered rock. You know what I mean?
The majority of the stuff they do is hip hop.
It's weird, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, they started as a punk band, and then they moved into hip hop, and again, but every album has at least like 2 punk songs on it. Yeah. So
that was a weird one.
Yeah.
What honorable mention?
I think of them as hip hop.
That's weird. I mean, I do too because their influence and stuff, and obviously their sound, but like they always get put in that rock category because their sound is a little different. Like it's not traditional hip hop, like sounding wise. I think we should do that. Yeah. Honorable mention, Beastie Boys.
Okay.
Mine was a joke. I was just being silly.
No.
Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet
Boys.
NSYNC.
NSYNC. Ali and AJ,
NKOTB.
they actually are duels because it's dual. I didn't think about it till right now.
Yeah.
Because they're sisters and they both sing together.
Oh, there was another one too. Tegan and Sarah actually were a band too, and they were sisters, dual vocalists as well. Mm-hmm. And I remembered because one of them sang on an Against Me album.
Oh.
Who else?
I don't know. I went and started this whole thing.
Yeah, no.
I think there's a lot though.
Yeah.
There definitely be Hangover, but my mind was.
I know it was bands.
You know what we should do? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up a list and see because I didn't do any research for this. Mine was like all the top of my head. So I'll come back next episode and be like, oh, we didn't mention this band. We didn't, just to throw them out there real quick. My mind stayed in the metal category and I was like, oh, I'm messing around with you. No, you're good. So we're probably not doing an episode next week, which is fine because that gives us time to do research and think of a topic. So we'll think of a topic and then should be good in 2 weeks. So we'll do another episode in 2 weeks, and then we'll let you guys know what the topic is probably next Wednesday, because I always let everybody know what the topic is.
No, we can't in 2 weeks. We're going to see Doctor Strange.
Oh, okay. Well, when is that? Friday, right?
It's a Friday.
Are we doing anything that following Saturday?
Not in the evening.
Let's see, maybe.
It's Mother's Day weekend also.
Oh, shit. Okay. 3 weeks.
We'll
just do 3 weeks.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we'll see how it goes.
So we'll be back in 3 weeks, and that'll give us, it's like that, we can kind of just, regenerate or whatever and get some, it'll give us time to, so, I know.
I was like,
okay, so this is what we're gonna pick a really good topic. We'll have 3 weeks worth of research to do. Yeah.
We're still gonna come to the table.
We're gonna 5 hours long.
Yeah. So we'll talk about it off when I turn these mics off, and then so you guys will know next Wednesday, and then like I said, check out.
You want to try that beer popcorn before we go?
We can check that out. So you open that, rocktalkhappyhourpod.com. You can check out all our social media, wherever you listen to podcasts. You can check out our show. Also to our Spotify playlist for our episodes. And right now we are going to try beer cheese flavored popcorn.
This is from Alamo City Popcorn Company.
From right here in our backyard.
Yep. Beer cheese.
Smells good. Well, I mean, it smells like cheese popcorn, but I want to say it tastes like beer cheese. Because beer cheese has like a distinct taste. I'm going like a 5.
It's good.
Yeah, I like it. And it, like I said, it tastes like beer cheese. If I remember what beer cheese tastes like. Cool. All right, guys. So we will see you guys probably, most likely, in 3 weeks. If not, if for some reason we can make something work in 2 weeks, then we'll see you in 2 weeks. But if not, 3 weeks, and then we'll have a good topic ready for you guys. And we'll see you guys next time.
Cheers.
Cheers.